Hello, in this video we will deal with the Nobel Prize in Physics from 1912 from Niels Gustaf Dalén for his invention of the automatic valves designed to be used in combination with gas accumulators in lighthouses and buoys. General information you can see in the other video. More general, this one will deal with the Nobel Prize. Here you see, by the way, one of his lighthouses, which were built around 1900 and in use till 1980. After that, they were electrified. This is the sun valve, what was also mentioned in the previous video. So if you want to, it will be also mentioned in this video, by the way. Here you see that Niels Gustaf Dalén did not give a Nobel Prize lecture because he was injured. An explosion, you can also see it in the previous video. So instead of that, an article compiled by Ulf Schloss, Schloss's AGA, that is the company founded by Dalén, commemorating the results of his of the founder, Dalén. This is summarized by me. This year marks 100 years since Gustaf Dalén was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his invention of the self-acting regulator to be used in combination with gas accumulators for lighting houses and buoys. Gustaf Dalén was born on November 30, 1896 in Skrædergerden, probably pronounced completely wrong, in Tensdorp on the plains of Västergötland. He was the third of 5 siblings. His parents were from a good family, farming family, and his father was active in local politics. From an early age, GD, that's Gustaf Dalén, showed an interest in inventing things, including the watermill in the stream that ran past the house and the famous alarm clocks in which, in addition to waking up, he was very sleepy in the morning, light a gas oil lamp and provided him with hot coffee. It was decided early that GD would take over the farm, as he did not show any aptitude for learning except mathematics, while the siblings were sent to school. Those were hard and ambitious years for GD, as in quiz he took over his father's work on the farm and tried in every way to help his siblings financially. He attended Stendorp Folk High School and the gardening school in Skara. On his way from Skara, on his homeweg velocipede, he had accidentally ended up in a ditch due to faulty brakes. When he got up, a fair-haired girl was standing there and asked anxiously, "Did you hurt yourself?" GD immediately forgot his ailments and asked the girl with the beautiful blue eyes what her name was. Elma Persson from Mankabo. That girl would become GD's wife many years later. GD became increasingly interested in his technology. He invented a device to measure the fat content in milk. He took his invention with him and traveled to Stockholm to meet the great inventor of the time, Gustave de Laval, who welcomed him warmly. It turned out that Laval had just patented a largely similar device. GD was advised to apply to the Chalmers School of Crafts in Gothenburg to study and then return for possible employment. GD studied in his spare time and was admitted to the Chalmers University of Technology in 1892. After his third year, he approached Laval again, but due to difficult economic times, Laval was unable to hire him. GD then decided to continue his studies at what was then the most prestigious technical university, the Polytechnium in Zurich. GD became interested in carbide and his ability to form acetylene gas when mixed with water. Together with a student friend, Henrik von Selsing, he formed the company Dalén and Selsing in 1901. And it was a busy year for GD. He married Elma and was hired as a workshop manager at Svenska Carbide och Acetylene AB, which held the patent from the French invention tissue gas acetylene, which was believed to enable the storage and transport of large quantities of acetylene in large container gas accumulators and resisted a number of patents. Much of his free time was spent experimenting with acetylene at his home and his apartment. An understanding why, one might think. On July 1st, 1901, Svenska Carbide och Acetylene AB became Svenska AB Gasaccumulator AGA. GD was then a consultant to the company as he was too committed to his other duties. In 1908, he became the company's chief engineer. In 1909, its managing director. GD and others realized the suitable of acetylene for lighting thanks to its intense flame, but it was considered dangerous as the gas accumulators had a certain tendency to explode. GD has also welcomed interest in the lighthouse lighting and the Swedish pilots service experiments with disease. He got in touch with Chief Engineer John Hurger, who said the flash of light can be as short as you like. That was all it took for GD to start working on solving the problem. The clipping device was born in his apartment in 1905 and AGA took over the invention in 1906. The clipping device reduced gas consumption by 19%. The world's first automatic lighthouse equipped with a clipping device was the Gasvatens lighthouse in Kalmarsund in 1906. The next problem GD detected was the composition of the porous mass in the gas accumulator in order to reduce the risk of explosion. Together with his colleagues, he succeeded in adding asbestos to produce a more solid mass, thereby eliminating the risk of explosion. The HA gas was created in 1906. GD was not satisfied with the lighthouses burning around the clock. Gas consumption was too high, and so were the costs. He took advantage of the fact that the body expands when heated, for example by solarization, and that the black body expands more than a light-colored body. He surrounded a black metal rod attached at the top with 3 polished rods of the same metal. The idea was that when daylight fell on the rods, the black would expand more than the polished ones. This small difference in expansion could be used to open and close a valve. It worked, and GD's perhaps greatest invention, the solvent valve, or solar valve is often called, had seen the light of day. When one of the greatest inventors of the time, American Thomas A. Edison, heard about the solvent, he said, "It won't work." Similarly, when a patent was to be applied for in Germany, the reaction from the German gentleman was that the same excluded. After GD demonstrated the solvent valve on site, the gentlemen were forced to change their mind. The solvent valve produced savings of approximately 40%, and in combination with the clipping device, gas savings of approximately 94% were achieved. In June 1907, the first solvent valve was installed at the Fjällholmen lighthouse between Stockholm and Vaxholm. However, large approach lights required a higher light intensity than the open flame of the clipping device could provide. Greater light intensity is achieved by using a glowing mesh kept white hot by a mixture of gas and air, 10% acetylene and 10% air. Attempting to achieve it with nozzles of different sizes proved difficult, as the nozzle tended to become clogged. The solution was the Dalén mixer, which automatically supplies gas and air in the correct proportions in a reliable manner. In combination with large cathodioptric lenses mounted on a lens column that rotated the lens, considerable light ranges could be achieved. To rotate the lens, the Dalén mixer was supplemented with a mechanical device that utilized the energy release when reducing the high pressure in the accumulators and the working pressure in the mixer, and which set the lens system in rotation at the desired speed. The automatic glow plug changer with 11 spare glow plugs ensured a long operating time without service and maintenance. On September 27, 1912, the employees received the news that Director Dalén was seriously injured, perhaps dying. During testing of gas and molecules, one had exploded for unknown reason. He hovered between life and death for a long time, but thanks to his iron will and good physical condition, he survived, but his eyesight could not be saved. It was a very depressed man who on 12 December received the news that he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. The employees at AGA, his family, indeed the whole world celebrated him, but he himself was a broken man. I find it eerie. It places such demands on me for the future that nothing else can do. His brother Albin, then the country's most skilled ophthalmologist, had done everything he could to save his eyesight, but in vain. Albin was the one who received the Nobel Prize on behalf of his brother on December 10, 1912. Every effort was now made to persuade GD to resume his duty as head of AGA, but GD hesitated. Finally, however, the persuasion succeeded, and on February 1st, 1913, GD returned, full of enthusiasm and optimism. In the following years, a number of new products were added in the field of lighthouses, including lighthouse lanterns for buoys and on land, light buoys in various sizes and designs, light vessels. The light pendulum used on light vessels to keep the horizontal regardless of how the light vessel rolls on poles, fog signals, membrane transmitter for underwater signaling, remote control and remote monitoring system, radio beacons, fog detectors, radar beacon records, etc. In recent years, gas-powered lighthouses have been replaced by electric ones, in the development of which AGA has played a significant role. After a period of illness, GD passed away on December 9, 1937, and the entire nation and large segments of the world's seafarers whose safety at sea had improved mourned his passing. Well, the complete article can be found, which is in Swedish. What we have here is a DeepL translated summary. The summary is by me, the translation is by DeepL. But if you want to read the complete article in Swedish, follow this link, which also will be in the description of the video, of course. Well, this was it. Thank you for watching, and maybe till next time. Almost forgetting, here is the sun valve or solar valve, because here you see the rods. 4 of them are not black and the other one is black. Therefore, the difference in expansion and contraction, when the sun is there or not. You see the factory around 1920, and here you see the remains of the factory as it is today. I think it is now no longer a factory, but the buildings are still there as far as I know. You see, this photo was already 15 years old. Again, thank you for watching, and maybe till another time.